Hello and welcome back to the end of an era and the breaking dawn of a new one.
Yeah. Until they make movies of Midnight Sun.
Anyway, not too much to say. Again, part two released 1 year after the first one. Pretty much the same team as far as I
They were
know.
shot back to back, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we need to see what the Voltury will want to do with this new hybrid after Jacob's character is being fucked beyond belief. So let's not be too much around the bush, folks. Start before the movie starts with the Summit Entertainment Lionsgate Company logo in 3, 2, 1, click.
Needless to say, so many people were pissed at this series after part
breaking
one.
whatever sanity I had left.
No, it boils down to this tale. Both the Deathly Hallows duology and this duology, they worked exactly the same way that Peter Jackson shot Two Towers and Return of the King.
Yeah.
He literally shot those two movies as just one big ass movie and just cut them in two, basically.
I still say state. Oh god, this red filter. I still state what they said for Deathly Hallows, that the Harry Potter franchise was more consistent in that tone because it was instead 8 movies back to back with not too much break between each other.
What's with this title sequence?
I know it looks like a mixture between.
Film?
It looks like a mixture between Tarantino and The Shining.
And it's from the same director as the last one, so what the hell?
Don't worry, Joe, but he has a minor role anyway.
Jackson Rathbone, no!
Yay! Wait, okay.
Honestly, Jackson Rathbone isn't even one of the worst actors in this thing, if you ask me.
I'm gonna be quite honest, for as ironic as it is, he's one of the better things. Okay, Jackson Rathbone is one of the better things of these movies. I know, that's pretty
also the quote of ending.
So what the hell happened with The Last Airbender then?
Anyway, let me say quickly, because unlike the previous movie, this one actually states all the awards and nominees that the one got. It actually won a lot of them, most like minor stuff like the MTV Movie Awards and the Nickelodeon stuff. But it was nominated for the entire...
Rami Malek?
It was nominated for all the sections of the Raspberry Awards, Worst Pictures, Worst Actor, Actress, Supporting Actor, and so. And the only one that didn't won were for Worst Actor, Worst Screen Couple, and worst screenplay, because I think around that time it was the only other competition where That's My Boy.
Oh.
Because of course Adam Sandler was still having to snatch that, and I think Battleship, worst supporting actress was Rihanna.
well, that one was well deserved.
I'm gonna say it though. This is on par with That's My Boy.
Is Battleship more entertainment to watch than this?
No.
Yes. Okay.
Battleship is boring.
I'm gonna say this. Battleship's a better.
I just need to prepare because I mentioned this in the past. I actually own the PSP version of the video game, but I'll need to watch the movie first.
I will say this. Battleship is a better movie than this one. Not necessarily more entertaining, but it is definitely a better movie.
I mentioned Rami Malek earlier because basically he was the best part in Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie.
Also, watch Mr. Robot.
And he's going to be the Bond villain in the upcoming Bond film, No Time to Die.
There you go. See, the movie literally starts in the exact same moment that the
whenever that one comes out.
Anyway, was it actually confirmed that that they weren't still filming this by the time that the first part came out?
No, I think so. I think it was shot back to back. I mean,
usually
that's the procedure for these things.
Well, okay, what I mean is I'm pretty sure filming was still going on by the time that part 1 happened.
Oh, yeah.
Part 1 came out to theaters, as opposed to them just shooting it as one big movie and then cutting it in half.
But yeah,
when I say those things, Joe, I'm being reductive about by that I mean they didn't take a break between rolling camera in between movies. They literally went straight from finishing one movie to immediately starting the next one. There was no time for breaks. That's what I mean.
Okay,
I gotta
lady.
say the competition for the Razzies for worst picture in the year this film came out.
Like I said with That's My Boy and Battleship. Those were the major offenders.
Tio, you missed the film. The well-beloved. You missed the well-beloved kids classic, the Oogie Loves of the Big Balloon Adventure.
The thing is that he didn't want anything over it. It was too low even for Ren.
Yeah, that's the thing. It never got any nominations.
Am I the only one who thinks Bella looks livelier as a vampire than she did as a human?
I guess it makes sense, just like what Edward said. It's because she's a newborn. She's a newborn now.
So what, was her humanity holding her back or something?
She's finally happy, I guess.
I remember we established that in both the first movie, I think, and in Eclipse, that newborn have more energy than actual veteran vampires.
Anyway, alright, folks. So, you remember how it seemed like they were trying to tone down on, Bella's Mary Sue-ness? Wow, now that she's a vampire, wait till you see what her special superpower is. I forget if they retain that.
I mean, she will probably have the not teleportation, but super speed.
That's the thing. Each vampire gets their own special superpower, remember? Like how Alice
There you go, super speed, like I said.
Yes, that's something...
Which is terrible CGI.
I was going to say, don't you mean...
it hurts.
Don't you mean super blue screen?
Anyway,
this hurts so much. Sorry,
Anyway, too. Of course she has super speed. That's something every vampire has. What I'm saying is that remember how each vampire tends to have their own special customizable ability.
If I remember correctly, Bella's one's is super strength.
No.
All of them as well.
Super strength is something they all have.
Yeah.
I guess
what's Bella's special ability?
God, dude, CGI.
I'm trying to remember.
We barely started.
Remind me, Pedro.
Couldn't they actually film this bit in a forest?
Remind me, Pedro, does this movie actually touch base on Bella's extra special power that she gets as a vampire?
I don't even remember. I mean, you're the one who knows about the books, so...
What, the super special power to emote?
Sorry, Glebs, I don't think that power exists in this universe.
Bella peeks beyond the boulder.
Oh boy, is she gonna go hunting?
She's not a predator. Fuck off, movie.
See, you're already having fun.
I can't tell if this is supposed to be, suspenseful.
That's because I'm trying to forget about the unfortunate implication that the imprinting had at the end of the Tom Cruise, what are you doing there? This is not Mission Impossible.
Yeah, this isn't Mission Impossible 2, Tom. That was 12 years ago.
What the hell is that climber doing there?
God damn it, Tom. Can't you spend more than 5 minutes without climbing a mountain?
Woof.
He's there so that Bella can suddenly have a hunger.
Remember, being newborn, she's more attracted towards blue and blood.
So this movie released in November of 2012.
Yeah.
And its competition, let me see what it was competing against.
I don't think it was competing against much of anything, if I remember correctly. I don't remember.
It came out the same day as Chasing Ice and Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh yeah, I never saw Silver Linings.
And about 5 days before Life of Pi, the Red Dawn remake, Rise of the Guardians, and Nativity 2, Danger in the Manger.
Wait, what?
What?
Nativity 2?
Yes, there was Nativity 1.
Oh, kitty.
No, it's mine! Mine! Oh, mine!
She just wants to hug the kitty. Oh, it's a good thing she was BRB
okay.
for this one.
Did Bella Swan secretly die, and this is her twin sister, the one that actually is exciting somewhat?
Yes, I was going to...
It's what I said, Webs. Now that she's become a vampire, it's all everything that she ever was. Now she's actually happy for the first time in her life, it seems.
Every emo teen goes.
Sure. Just in time. Guess what? Bella is about to discover that Jacob's got a new love.
Not just that, Sheila. You just missed the part where Bella basically being.
You missed the part where Bella bit into a cat.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Ew.
This is. Calm down, Bella. Keep in mind, this was not done on purpose.
Is that all you have to say about this?
No. Remember, vampires can't stand the odor of werewolves. So.
Aw, now we can all be friends again. Oh,
Except
now
for
we...
one problem, Jova.
And
as
look
we're
at
about
that,
to
now
hear.
even Jacob's admitting that they look so great
Oh,
together.
here you go. I already did, Bella. I already did.
In
Okay,
more
why does-
ways than one.
Why does every shot look like it's done in front of a blue screen?
Actually, come to think of it,
Green.
why hasn't Edward told her?
Blue, green, same thing. Captain America?
I love how everyone is just circling around her. Oh god, he's hideous.
Full-grown head of hair already.
Again, you couldn't find a baby from someone in the production who you could, borrow?
Was
Come
the
on.
was the idea for the baby to look unnatural, so they had to make it CGI? It really doesn't
guess.
make sense.
Ah, Bella, this isn't night. This thing tore your insides out.
How? Like,
Hi, mommy. I still want
That
to
thing-
kill you.
Don't click
Stop.
that thing is literally painful to look at.
Have they told her yet or whatever?
No,
About
they
the-
haven't.
She's gonna learn in like a minute or so. I remember it being at the beginning, if I remember. It's been a while. but I do remember
Oh,
it
look
being-
at that. She showed her the first memory she has. of
As
her.
for what was said earlier, the cats will remember this.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. This one I do remember, Jova. Renesmee's vampire power, because remember she's half vampire, is to touch someone and show them that she's cool or something along those lines.
Show
That's what
them a
she does to
memory
Arlo.
or something.
And yeah, she's
Yeah.
growing at an exponential rate. Yeah, better tell her.
Yeah, she's doing great, Jacob. We don't need you to help. Come on, Jake, tell her.
yeah, this should be good. He imprinted on a baby and is in love with her. Why are you guys taking this so casually?
Bella's gonna take this very well, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it's a wolf.
Are they used to this or
See,
something?
it's a wolf thing, Shiroi. He can't help it. You have to understand. Yeah, exactly.
I love her face. Is still her usual no surprise.
I know, right?
Now, I want to get to the potential
boy.
elephant out of a room. Ow.
There you go, Shiroi. See, I hope this makes it a bit better for you.
She's not, that's the thing. She wasn't even holding him by the ears. You think she will do that.
Seriously. That was the usual throw-out gag from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, for crying out loud.
Ow.
Is this supposed to be... So is this supposed to be comedic or serious or
It's tragic.
dangerous?
Okay, it is disgusting, but as Jacob said, it is part of the world nature, and he literally has no control over it. Like in this moment, he is both disgusting but also a tragic figure.
Also, Edward, stop getting turned on by this.
Well, remember, Jova, Edward was jealous of him for a long time, so this is kind of cathartic for him.
Oh fuck.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he called it the Nessie.
Okay. Again, let me mention this because it needs to be done. At least according to the behind the scenes stuff, the director actually had to work closer with the actor to make sure that these scenes were at least as quick as possible. So I dread to imagine what the original vision of Stephanie Meyer was for this thing.
Jova, I've decided this is supposed to be comedic. There's no way they had Jacob give her that nickname and not mean it to be comedic.
Like the Loch Ness Monster.
Nothing makes sense.
Why starting now?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, why start now? He's literally
Yeah, like
saying,
bold
Yeah,
of you to
it's the last-
assume this
oh,
makes
oh,
sense.
Oh yeah, the last film of the series. Now you're pointing.
Well,
out
okay,
things
I guess
that
we're all done. Okay, I guess we're all fine now.
Buddy sleeps on the couch.
Okay. That was fast.
Oh, it's okay. Again, he's just going to groom her. It's not like
Ah.
that's screwed up or anything.
Bella, look at the
oh.
brights. Well, Bella, look at the bright side. At the very least, your daughter will have a permanent bodyguard. So there's that.
Not only that, she'll have an awesome pet dog, too.
That yawning was so terrible.
So, Shiroi, question.
Yes.
What's the worst name? Edward Jacob, Renesmee, or Nessie?
It's Renesmee, isn't
I
it?
I still say the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's like I said in the last film. I can't pick which name. I know, I'll pick both.
You know, showcase how Bella Delphine is a terrible character. People, you know, go to say happy birthday to her, and she says, "Why do you do that?" Like, fuck you.
So yeah, Shiroi, it's like what Jacob said. You have to understand it's out of his control. It's a wolf thing. That doesn't change the fact that Stephanie Meyer is fucking horrible and disgusting, but blame the writer, not the character. That's the basic point that I'm trying to make.
And I'm certainly not blaming the actors for it. Again,
no.
it's also
Honestly-
stated by the actor to work close with the actor to make sure to tone it down as much as possible.
I'm sorry, we only came to the conclusion of blaming the writer at this point? I've been knowing that since the first book.
Well, I'm talking about specifically the imprinting thing, Joe, since that's what bothers Shiroi the most.
Well, it's like I said.
no.
It's like I said. Hey, you thought Jacob's character was assassinated in an eclipse? Oh, no. We got the diggers to shovel him even deeper down come Breaking Dawn.
You know, I expected them to just make him a bigger dick than he already was, not a pedophile.
And that's the thing, Shuri. We're supposed to find this endearing. All of this endearing. Again, this is the reason why the joke, still a better love story than Twilight, still endures to this day, because
I can't
Twilight
believe
is
I
just
didn't
that
even
bad.
hear about the imprinting shit until now. Literally, I heard nothing about this.
I'm surprised.
that's
It
because-
actually is one of the more discussed things.
I did.
I can actually explain that. It's because everyone likes to try and ignore Twilight these days, except for the
You know
It's
what?
Still a Better
That
Love
makes
Story.
sense.
Yeah, the only time people bring up Twilight now is for the It's Still a Better Love Story than Twilight joke, because it still rings true to this day. Twilight is arguably the worst official love story you will ever see.
I don't know, Jova. What about the? Well, actually, no. This relationship is abusive as well. So no.
What you were going to say, Joker and Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad?
Well, that's intentionally made to be fucked up. You know, it's meant. You're not meant to. It's not meant to be a
Like, Joker
genuine...
Harley was never a good thing in the first place.
It's not meant to. It's meant to be a fucked up thing because these people are not people you should care for. They're villains. But anyway.
Are you all using protection this time?
No, they don't need to, Shiroi. They're vampires.
She's a vampire, yeah.
Apparently, when a vampire has sex with another vampire, there's no way they can have a kid now.
It's
They can
A-okay.
switch off their venom or some shit.
Again,
I don't know.
you see, Edward, this all could have been avoided if you had just turned her from the beginning. Like,
Okay, supposedly the problem was because it would have broke the treaty and it would have caused also problems with the Voltury.
No, Theo.
No. That would not have broken the treaty because remember, the Voltury themselves have pretty much ordered him to turn her. Also, I mean, there's
Oh god, they're still doing their music videos.
The whole turning into a vampire, turning a human to a vampire thing doesn't count because if it was like that, then vampires would all be killed by werewolves years ago by this point. But basically, don't worry, Theo. I'm pretty sure I'm confident that I speak for all of us when I say that when it comes to all of these movies, the actors are not the problem.
It's more for the audience because it's common to just blame the actor for something.
Except for Kristen Stewart. Fuck her.
I still stay that Underwater was probably the better movie in her career, and sadly even that is not super spectacular.
Okay, look. Maybe Kristen Stewart can improve. Like I said, SNL managed to do the impossible and actually made a good skit for her. Though I would argue that was SNL sort of making a skit centered around her talents, per se. Whereas, this...
I don't even remember. What was her role in Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey?
Wait. Kristen Stewart was
Wait, she's in that?
No, she wasn't in that, too. You're thinking of Charlie's Angels, most likely.
Sorry.
Oh,
all right.
Charlie's...
Isn't Charlie's Angels more forgettable than outright bad?
No, it's bad. It is cringeworthy, and it's one of those, hello, fellow kids, how do you do sort of bits here.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it.
So, yeah, pretty much all conflicts are solved, you know? I mean,
So
we're
yeah,
married, we're
that's the-
vampires, Jacob's
all-
fine with us, the whole war with the werewolves and vampires has been stopped.
And the average
might as well
audience
end
who
the movie
hasn't
here.
and the average audience who hasn't seen the post-credit scene in the previous movie doesn't even know the Volturies are on their way.
What are we gonna do for the next hour and a half?
Oh, how about...
Basically, it tells back to the after credit scene. His name is Arrow, right? Arrow,
Arrow.
aka Michael, whatever. I'll call him Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen's character.
Michael Sheen is not pleased by this turn of events, so he's gonna come here and ask for for questions.
That said, however, they have to apparently tell Bella's father that she didn't make it because, as part of being a vampire, she has to abandon him.
Which is stupid.
Poor Charlie, damn.
Yeah, again, that's one thing I
Best
really...
character gets the short end of the stick.
This is one thing I
The
really...
ultimate short end
This
for being
is-
a father.
Yeah, this is one thing I really hate about Bella, even more so in the movies, per se. It's like, well, it feels like she cares even less for her dad in the movies than in the books. And trust me, she didn't care for him that much in the books either, to boot. I mean...
Well, by what you said, Jova, his father in the books was even worse.
Oh, speak of the devil.
True, yeah.
Remind me again, Jova, what's that vampire law that causes Michael Sheen to get mad? The vampires are not allowed to turn a human immortal or something like that? I
Or
forgot
to
what it
create
is.
a hybrid with a human.
Pretty much.
I think that's that.
It's basically about how... Okay, so you know how it turns out that supposedly a human has never had a baby with a vampire before? Well, I
don't believe that one bit.
Well,
neither.
sure, you're kind of in
neither.
luck. I don't know if it's the case in the movie, but in the book, it's explained that that actually has happened. The reason that there's no documented version of it, though, was because the Volturi always made sure to pretty much hack up any kids that
Sure.
came along.
That
way
makes
and
more
kept it
sense,
hidden.
actually.
That said, I don't know if the movie retains that.
No, I don't know. if the
Again, a
book
more
doesn't-
interesting story sitting there.
Still a more interesting story than Twilight. Oh,
That's basically what it is, Shiroi. The background stuff is more interesting than the foreground stuff. But
So,
anyway,
so get this. Jacob's
Jova.
actually going to nut up and, tell Bella's dad that she's alive. Not only that, he's going to reveal, the supernatural world to him.
yeah, why is he doing this again? I actually forgot. Why is he doing this again?
Well, because he figures that Charlie doesn't need to suffer
yeah,
thinking
here's
that
an
Bella's
idea.
died.
Why not turning even him into a vampire at this point? At that point, he can still be,
Can't you just-
content.
Well, at least he's taking care not to destroy the clothes, I guess.
Here we go. Bad
Yeah.
dog, bad.
So, question: does he have to jump every time he turns?
I
Because-
guess because he's passing from a bipedal stance to a quadruple one. And I love how the scene just cuts away.
How dare you tell my dad? Okay, now Bella does...
I want my dad to never know anything. I don't owe him any satisfaction or not. It's not like he's of my family or something.
Again, there is
Wait,
literally
hang
no...
on, wait a minute. The pain Bella's going through.
What pain? She's a vampire now.
Again,
Besides, her dad's the ones. Her dad and her mum should be the ones more in pain. He's never going to see his daughter again.
Again, there is literally no reason for why they can't turn him into a vampire as well. It's not like he can lose his job because, vampires have shown that they can keep in secret positions of power in some kind of fashion.
Let me bring up the main reason why they're doing this. It's the typical usual, oh, if I let my dad know about this, it will make his life hell. You know, that usual stupid excuse from bad superhero movies that go, oh, I can't share my true identity because that will inevitably make you a target.
So,
Which I can't believe you just said. Yeah, you're looking good for a cartoon character. Very good.
so Jova, are you saying that Spider-Man 1 and 2 are bad superhero movies?
What? Oh, no.
What has that got to do with what he said?
Because you said that's a thing they're doing bad superhero movies.
Did
You
I
know,
say,
can't tell
did I
the
say,
loving-
Dweebs, did I say all bad superhero movies?
You said bad
Yeah.
superhero movies.
It's more a generic statement, Leaves. Read the line.
Yeah, read between the lines.
Jova, question. That bit that happens during the climax where there's that, secret other hybrid that we don't know about in this movie. Does that happen in the book?
I think so.
Because the movie does do that. It does, the way the movie does is that there's this secret hybrid guy that we never heard up until this point, and he's the one. Look, see, I grew up. I'm normal, so you don't have to worry about Renesmee. And that's basically how it works in the movie. I don't know how it is in the book.
I don't remember.
I thought it was going to be a reveal that Michael Sheen's character is like a half-blood or some shit.
I thought
that kind of shit
was going to be. I thought the reveal was going to be that Michael Sheen was the dad in disguise all along.
No, Shiro, that kind of thing is reserved for the underworld movies instead, and it's just as stupid.
I'm actually gonna look up the thing because I forgot about it.
I mean, it's later in the movie anyway.
No, it's something else too. It's something about Arrow that I don't remember.
Also, Spider-Man doesn't count because they acknowledge that way of thinking was dumb there. Anyway, but yeah, I love that line. That Charlie says, "You didn't turn into an animal too, did you?"
Yeah, that's another thing. I forgot if we mentioned at any point during this movie, but yeah, they didn't even kept the ability of vampires to turn into bats, so that's lame.
Twilight in general, Tio. Twilight in general.
That's the thing, Jovan. Some of the powers that we gave to vampires that are not existing in normal mythology are pretty cool, like the super speed.
Oh yes, and the wire jump of doom, too.
I'm trying to take this in universe.
Here you go. I'm checking Twilight Saga fandom wiki. Apparently the way it works is it's for the vampire laws forbid vampires from creating immortal children specifically.
So it's like with Dragon Ball Z, the hybrid between a Saiyan and a human is stronger than the OG Saiyan.
It's not so much that, Theo. They just don't want children to be immortal because apparently it's a problem. I can't quite get that.
I guess it's connected also to the previous movies where the newborns were, uncontrollable.
But I will say here, it says right here, apparently, Jova, this is, because I don't remember this being in this movie. It says here that Arrow intends to use the situation to force Edward, Bella, and Alice into joining the Voltury. Mm-hmm. Is this in this movie?
He has always wanted that. Remember, he has always wanted to, at least for Edward, to join the Voltury.
Oh, no. What, I don't remember what Pedro's asking is if this is in the movie. It was in the book, but I don't know if it's in the movie. You're more familiar with the movie.
It was at the end of New Moon that he always wanted Edward to join the Voltury.
But Tio, this movie might forget a few things from previous Twilight movies.
What a shock.
Hell, there's times where the Twilight movies have forgotten stuff from within the same movie.
It's
yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh my god! An actual scene of Bella acting warm-blooded for once.
As usual, Charlie keeps being the best thing ever.
Becoming a cold-blooded vampire for that time.
I'm trying to think, but I don't remember at any point in the movies themselves Arrow ever saying that he wants Edward to join the Voltury.
Hey, Charlie, here's your granddaughter. She literally came a few days after the wedding.
And she tore the insides of your daughter.
So, in some ways, she was kind of on our side from the get-go.
I still can't fathom the fact that the body horror that this abomination has caused is so quickly forgotten.
Charlie, not for nothing, but they're a married couple. You know what married couples do, right? They fuck and they have children.
But remember, he's the father of the bride.
Not only that,
he's not gonna let the first boy to take away his nightingale.
Not only that, but
bad CGI babies.
Not only that, but it was so soon after the wedding too, like literally 2 weeks. And let's think about things from his perspective. Imagine.
I've heard worse.
Still though, it is still out there. Like, imagine your daughter goes off for the honeymoon, then immediately comes back with a supernatural pregnancy. I think that is cause for some alarm.
I will admit that I don't have children, so maybe if I did, I would be able to understand. But personally, I never understood that perspective. I'm confident that I would be perfectly accepting of that if I had a child.
Pedro, personally, I think I'd just be weirded out at my child having a supernatural pregnancy. Like, okay, kudos to you if you'd be okay.
Yes. Oh no,
Go.
that I understand, Jova. That I understand. No, I'm talking about like me. I'm trying to imagine myself having a daughter, and now eventually grows up and marries and has a kid. That I'm not at all intimidated by that eventual happening. I'm fine with it. I don't really have a problem with it.
Well, to be fair, I don't think he'd be so.
Yay!
Wow, look
So,
at how awesome Bella is as a vampire.
So in terms of bad CGI babies, I was trying to explain myself earlier. What would you say is worse, the one here or the one in, say, Son of the Mask?
This.
Son of a mask. So this is just one baby for a couple of scenes, Jova. Son of a Mask showers you with scenes of CGI babies with creepy images.
That's the thing, though. When it comes to CGI baby, that's more so for, like, After Effects. At least for the most part, it's a real baby for the most part. Every time Renesmee is on screen, she looks just downright ugly. And I will give Son of the Mask credit. I got some. Not all,
I was born to
but
be a
some
vampire. Are you
laughs.
fucking kidding me, Bella?
There's also the fact that Son of the Mask is intentionally to be made cartoony. It's literally meant to be like a cartoon, whereas this is supposed to be like more.
I mean, it's not a very good cartoon.
Oh, look at that!
Isn't Son of the Mask also older than this movie?
Yes,
2005,
and yet it still has better.
Quite a bit older.
And yet it still has better CGI, arguably. But look at that, guys! Jacob made up with Sam. Oh snap! Renesmee is really growing up.
She grows up very fast because of her supernatural nature.
Why did you have to blue screen this bit?
Because, Dwibs, apparently there's no libraries in wherever they're shooting this.
Canada.
There's no libraries in Canada? Come on, guys. You
So-
can't find a library?
So, question, is this all happening within the same year? Because if it is, it makes Jacob's love for her even more disturbing. Because remember, when she becomes big enough, they eventually go into bang.
Superman. At least when at least when the Star Wars prequels used the blue screen, it was at least, in giant, fantastical, big, unrealistic areas, like giant cities and lava planets and all sorts. So it makes sense to blue screen those. Here, she was just in a library.
Oh, hey, it's you. The one who was mad that, that Seth killed Laurent.
It's because it boils down to this, Dwibs. Bill Conlon wanted to take a vacation in Canada, and this is his cover. Basically, this movie is actually his cover. You see?
Why do people keep jumping into the water?
What do you mean? I'm in vacation in Canada? No. I'm actually shooting a movie. That's what I'm doing.
I can answer that question, Jova. It's very refreshing.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come around.
Either that, or they're all just giant copycats. Like, someone jumped into the water. I could do that as well. Whee!
So again,
and by the way, the little girl has no personality whatsoever. She's completely mute. Does she even have a line, Jova?
I don't remember that.
Pedro, I'm asking you more details about this movie. You get this. Okay, I think in the book she does, but I don't know about the movie. Pedro, remind me. Does the movie establish that this is all happening within the same year by the time she's this old?
No, the movie doesn't really establish an actual time period. It's just kind of
the premise is the plot synopsis on Wikipedia states that several months pass. So.
Oh God! So mentally, she should still be a baby then. This
also means that the Voltury are taking their sweetest time.
All right, to Twilight Wiki. Let's see, Renesmee Cullen. Let's see.
Let me actually check who she's played by, actually. Mackenzie Foy.
Yeah, so much for Arena coming around. Instead, she's going to sell them out to the Voltury.
Mackenzie Foy, if I remember correctly.
Oh, she was in The Conjuring after this, so her career got a bit better, at least. Oh, she was also in Interstellar, and The Little Prince.
Yeah, she was a little girl from Little Prince.
So her career got better after this movie started.
She's one of the few actors in this movie that actually went on to have a career after
this.
She's still getting work these days, so that's cool.
Well, Michael Sheen played a quiz show host in Quiz.
I have to ask.
Okay, that was downright Looney Tunes.
What were the actors' reactions when they discussed the imprinting thing for this scene?
Shiroi, it's a paycheck. So let's just
Yeah,
take it.
yeah.
What's Michael Sheen's reaction to this?
That's what I said.
So here's one thing
Exactly.
I don't get. So in this movie, Irina has to tell him about the crime. That said, the last movie kind of hinted that he already knew about the
Knew
crime.
from the letter at the very least.
Well, we didn't see him open it. That's the thing.
Here, Shiroi. Here, Shiroi. Let's test it, Shiroi. Okay, Miss Shiroi, I want you to play this character. This character is a character who's a pedophile. And you say... You say no, but I'll give you I'll give you $10 million. I'll give you $10 million.
To play a role that horrific, I want Jeff Bezos' fortune.
Okay,
Really?
fine. I'll give you. Sure. This is fucking Twilight era Summit Entertainment. They can't afford that. They will give you that.
What's Jeff Bezos' fortune, if I may ask?
Billions.
Really?
He's the
He's
president
about
of
to
Amazon,
become a
Jova.
trillionaire, for fuck's sake.
He's the president of the #1 on the world online shopping website.
Oh,
And a terrible
Amazon!
being.
Oh, the president
Besides-
of Amazon. Oh, yeah.
Besides, guys, Summit Entertainment are working on their inevitable smash hit that will be releasing 4 years from now, Gods of Egypt.
You're also forgetting something.
The
here's
translation to the question would be no,
here's
because I'm
another
never getting that
backstory.
much money.
And by the way, here's another backstory that's more interesting than the actual movie.
I hate Dakota Fanning.
Why are you still in this?
Please
one?
don't kill the child.
She's playing a lifeless CGI doll before she goes on to play
There you go.
Coraline.
There you go. We mentioned the same thing, but in the movie, the fact that hybrids had to be killed.
No, that's the thing too. It says here on the wiki, immortal children specifically, not hybrids. Because remember, Arrow apparently, from what I'm seeing here, is okay with the hybrid aspect. It's the fact that he thinks the child is immortal that's the problem. That's what I don't get.
No.
There you go. Here, see. There you go, Theo. The default is an immortal child, not
So I
necessarily.
guess
a hybrid.
it's some kind of like the X-Men. You win the genetic, you lose the genetic pool lottery.
I don't understand. Why is it a problem that the child is immortal?
Remember, the Voltury are all about control. If an immortal child becomes uncontrollable, yeah, that's a problem. Kind of like the newborns have been so far.
Oh my god! I love Bella's reaction to that horrific story. Well, Bella's not... Vanesmi's not like one of those children. That's the perfect reaction to have to a woman and her child who got burned, Bella.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, that's terrible. No, it's like, oh, my child is different.
Jova, this is Bella.
It's all about her.
It's all about her and now her daughter. So
Oh my God, she's like
Lucky from Spirit Riding Free.
I was gonna say DW from Arthur, but arguably worse in the fact that DW has the excuse of being like 6.
Can we get a sequel series with Julia Roberts playing Bella?
Yes.
No, don't.
Me.
Honestly, aside from the father, I hate everyone.
Congratulations,
well, me
Sarai.
personally, I hate some of them. The others, I have like no feelings one way or the other.
Very good, Shiroi. A very original position to hold.
I mean, I have some sympathy for Peter Facinelli's character, but he still does. He also has his weird moments.
Anyway, let's go through the vampire special abilities. Everett, as we know, has telepathy. That's his special vampire ability. Alice's ability is subjective precognition. She can see into the future, but it's unclear whether the ability is sensorial, acting along the lines of hearing or sight, or she has conscious control over it.
Translation, only when it's convenient for the plot.
As for Jasper, his ability is pathokinesis. He can feel emotions of those around him as well as
You do not
manipulate
get
them.
to quote Shakespeare.
As for Bella, okay. Bella's a bit of an interesting ability here, see. Bella...
You shall not pass!
God.
Yeah, you were saying, Joba?
Bella's ability was something that began before she became a vampire, but got enhanced after she became a vampire. Her ability before
Of course she already had
Also
powers.
Nissan.
Yeah. Her ability before she became a vampire was a mental shield. She could literally shield herself from having her mind being probed or affected. As a vampire, this ability pretty much comes to the point where she can essentially cancel out almost any other vampire power. Not only that, but she can grant this buff to anyone around her.
2 OP, please Nintendo nerf.
I swear that's a power in My Hero Academia.
To be fair, Blaze, My Hero Academia this is a typical Shonen Jump, kind of like power trope. So it's not too surprising that it may show up in something like My Hero Academia. Pretty sure One Piece also has a power like this.
Yeah, as for Renesmee, she actually has a bit of a combination of
she
abilities.
talks, so there you go.
It says here, you mean Renesmee, Jova?
Yes.
It says here on the wiki. She has the abilities to show people her thoughts by touching them and presumably break through their mental defenses. So basically, all this girl has to do is touch you, and she will destroy your mental defenses and make you think immediately that she's good. Don't worry, don't hurt me.
No, more like what it's meant is, she can show you her memory, even if you try to block that. Whoa!
Hands off my man.
Too much hands.
Oh my god. Okay, did Olivia Megaton direct this bit?
Okay, also okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Don't worry, all you have to do is let her touch you in the face and you'll see. No, that is she, right? I just read. That's what she does.
As long as she asks permission.
This is not... hold on. This is not the evil child you're looking for. This is not the evil child you're looking for.
This is not the evil child I'm looking for. She is a glorious, wonderful girl.
There you go, see? Basically, Renesmee is a Jedi.
She can make you like her, whether you want to or not. Don't
That
worry.
child looks so angry.
Well...
And now we get narration. Egypt?
Could you imagine...
Stock footage from Egypt.
Why?
Because Bill Condon really wanted to go to Egypt for the next bit of his vacation.
Also,
I thought he was in Canada.
Stephanie, we're confusing mythos. We're talking about vampires, not mummies.
Bill got tired of vacationing in Canada.
Oh!
Someone a waterbender.
Yep, that's right, Tio. Some vampires can be
The water
waterbenders.
effects look better here than they did in the last Airbender.
That's sad.
Oh my god! Oh my god, he's right! This is a better waterbender. Ow!
So, ladies and gentlemen, Rami Malek is a waterbender. So basically, by that, Freddie Mercury is a waterbender, as well as his Bond villain.
This was also 1 year before Old Boy, Spike Lee's Old Boy, and Rami Malek really was still unknown at the time.
Could you imagine, Shiroi, if you had this ability that Renesmee has? All you have to do to make someone be cool with you, Shiroi, is touch their face.
Not just like you.
So in this day and age, it would be impossible to do that.
Not just like you, but in some ways.
Yeah, this power is useless at the moment.
Corona-chan is compelling you to not do that.
Corona-chan.
Yes, Shiroi. There's porn of the coronavirus.
Okay, fine.
Oh, of course there is.
There was for the Ebola, Shiroi. There's gonna be for everything.
Okay, fine then. Pre-COVID, I mean.
Whoa! Whoa!
Seriously, stop!
But Dwebs, this is funny. I don't know. I like it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Looney Tunes cartoon, Dwebs.
I'm sorry. What stereotype are you, good ladies?
From the Amazon.
Amazonians! Let's be someone else, why not?
So, let me get this straight. So, vampires from the Amazon still dress like tribal folk?
This is Frank Miller level of not understanding a culture.
I mean,
Research the cultures you're putting in your work.
not only that, I get that vampires can act old-fashioned, but this old-fashioned? Really?
It's not even a matter of okay. You have
Brad
the
Pitt,
internet.
what are you doing here?
Google is a thing. Use it.
Okay, so basically what the Collins are doing are recruiting vampires from all over the world of all these different heritages, backstories,
Hey,
and
Liz.
cultures.
Yeah.
Did you hear that joke? I hated the first British invasion. The second one even more. And then the other guy's like, even the Beatles? Wait, did I miss something here? The Beatles invaded Britain?
Culturally, in a sense, because
Yeah.
their music was literally everywhere. That's supposed to be a joke, Pedro.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing joke.
British humor, Pedro. We're not supposed to get it.
But I love British humor. What are you talking about? I love British humor.
Yeah, you might not get all British humor, though. Oh my god, he looks like John Oliver if he suddenly got hairy.
And without his glasses.
Yeah, I remember that episode of Last Week Tonight where he talked about vampires.
At the time, I think John Oliver was still in the Daily Show. John, I'm here in the set of Brick and Dawn Part 2, and yeah, things are looking pretty stupid, as usual.
Also, Jova, I would like to inform you that John Oliver is a massive furry, so that makes sense.
Wait, is that Valerie Curry? It's Valerie Curry! It's Valerie Curry!
What are you doing here?
AKA Kara from Detroit.
Oh, really?
See, guys, this connects everything together.
Hold on, let me see if she shows up again.
Twilight is canon to Detroit Become Human.
Whoa.
Nah, Shiro, there's no androids anywhere in this series.
So while vampires are recruiting other vampires, Jacob is helping recruiting other werewolves.
Who just happened to be here and there, I guess. Wow. So now everyone is converging to help Edward and Bella's little girl.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Her being in Detroit was actually a step down from this.
Wow.
I mean, both products are insensitive, but the question is, what's the more entertaining?
But don't worry,
Definitely.
guys. 4 years after this, she was in the third Blair Witch movie.
Was
Oh,
it any
fantastic.
good?
No, Joe, it wasn't.
I didn't even care for the first one, the original one.
The first one is a very your mileage may vary section, but I won't deny that it did stir up, horror culture quite a bit.
Wow, of Edward trying to smile awkwardly, and it's just.
Like, the first movie was just baffling. This one's
Okay.
just annoying me.
Paige, I can't remember. Did he
My
smile all that much
monkey.
in? Did he smile all that much in Tenet?
He smiled in
Okay.
Harry
Patterson.
Potter, so he can smile.
Reject vampirism, return to monkey.
That's the thing, Dwebs. Remember, the problem is, Dwebs. Robert hates being here. It's clear that he's not even giving a shit. As long as the director says good, he just wants to get this over with. It's abundantly clear that.
So is that where power hypnotism that makes you think you're in the jungle?
Let me get up the roster guide of all the abilities again.
Seriously, these specific superpowers kind of suck.
Well, that's the thing, Tio. It varies. It varies based off of what kind of vampire you are, what power you'll get. For example, Alec has the ability to create.
Electricity.
Actually, I was gonna say Alec.
I thought he was pissing. I thought he was pissing on the ground.
Remember Dwebs. God, I forgot his name. In Tenet, the protagonist is the one that's the bit more of the serious one, whereas Robert's character was supposed to be more of the playful one.
Oh, and look
know,
at that.
so-
Jacob's taking on a bunch of cubs here.
Ah,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
It's Rover and Wile Coyote, apparently.
Let's.
Well, at least the vampires look like they're having the time of their life. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, Shirley. This movie's just
The
downright
camera is so
annoying.
nauseating.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's like I'm watching a cartoon. Look at it this way, Jova. Pretend that you're watching a cartoon. It becomes a lot better when you watch it for those lenses.
get it? They're called Vladimir and Stefan.
So basically Russian. Do you dance
Russian
at the ring of our base?
vampires.
I mean, I will. No, I'm not even kidding. I will. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Russian vampires. I'm surprised it's taken them this long to do those.
The Italians come.
Those-
Pretending to ignore that, but to
Well,
answer Dweeb's
that's-
question instead,
Italian? What?
remember Dweebs, the Blade movies featured Russian vampires.
Well, remember, the Voltury are Italian.
meant
That's
to-
Yes,
that's
but
it.
I'm pretending
What-
to have
what-
not heard that insult.
Well, I meant in this series. I said, yeah, it took them this long to appear here.
Sorry, Tio, it's your pick. You can't escape it.
But anyway, I don't know, Java. I'll still take all this wacky, bad effects crap over the shit we saw where the character in previous movies where the characters are just talking and on and on and on.
We're
and
still
on.
doing
That's
it here,
what
mind
they're
you.
doing.
I'm sorry. They're still doing it here, and also the fact is the characters are way more despicable than they were beforehand. So no, Again, like
Wait,
I said,
Iron Man?
I think the issue. I think the thing there, Java, is you're still trying to find things to genuinely care about. Unironically, at this point, I'm in full irony mode.
that's the thing, though.
I think you reached that point a long time ago with these
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
Seriously,
Pedro,
what the hell is Tony Stark doing here?
don't know.
You were saying, Java?
I mean, that's the thing, though. If we graded things based off of irony, some of the worst things would be regarded as national landmarks here and there.
Sure, no, don't get me wrong. The movie's god awful. It's terrible. I'm in no way trying to deny that. I'm just saying that in terms of ironic enjoyment, I'll still take this over some of the shit we saw in previous movies.
Yeah, that's debatable too. I mean, okay, it probably doesn't help still that we have literal pedophilia on screen here, and well, it's just the characters are at their worst here. Now, granted, there's all these different, more interesting vampires here.
Correct.
The problem is that we're not focusing on these guys so much as we are the main cast. Again, racial insensitivities aside, like the goofy Russian accents or the fact that the women from the Amazon still dress up like that,
I'll take a screenshot later.
they are much better.
Sure.
I didn't realize Rami Malek literally started his career as the Pharaoh character in the Night at the Museum duology.
Oh,
How sad.
so his career really went downhill going to this.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. We also have to remember that ironic enjoyment varies from person to person. It's one of the most subjective things out there.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, but I mean, objectively speaking, this movie is trash of the highest degree, and
I don't remember ever denying that. I don't. Trust me. I
Exactly.
assure you.
Whoa.
These movies, as much as they are good to laugh at, unless I'm made to watch them, I won't be watching them again.
Sure.
Pretty much.
It's like with The Happening. See, The Happening is a horrible movie, and you will not hear me anything against that. But I love it. It's one of the best comedies ever made, as far as I'm concerned.
The difference
Well, I guess
between
it
this
helps
and
that he's
something
less
like
insensitive than
yeah,
these.
yeah, like the difference between
sure.
this and The Happening is like, well, The Happening wasn't responsible for pedophilia, racial insensitivities up the
Sure.
wazoo, and so much other despicable acts.
Michael, we're trying to film a scene here.
That's the interesting thing.
He knows TV.
Sorry.
You were gonna say, Pedro?
That's the interest. That's the interesting thing, Jova. When it comes to racism bothering me in a movie, it's mostly two variants. One, the way David Cage does it in Detroit. With the whole, like you yourself said, the whole, my people have been made to feel worthless and shit like that. That whole thing with Rose. The thing that is just so whatever. The point is, and stuff that we see in stuff like Jar Jar Binks or Skids and Mudflap, where it's just so horribly, annoyingly stereotypical to the point of, ugh. Like, whereas, like that kind
there's
of.
There's actually something I want to address about the whole Skids and Mud thing, but I'll save that till we get to Revenge of the Fallen. But one thing I want to ask, in terms of like bad films with Michael Sheen in them that have a bunch of unfortunate implications, which do you think is worse, this or Passengers?
Oh.
Wait, Michael Sheen was in Passengers? I
yeah,
forgot.
He was the robot butler guy.
I completely forgot about that.
Okay, it's a tough match, but I'm gonna say this is still worse than Passengers. I guess at the very least the two sort of fell in love, whereas here, I don't buy the romance.
Passenger is just one movie.
Not only that, but I never bought the romance in Twilight, ever.
And did anyone ever? But anyway,
some people did.
By the way,
yes, Pedro?
Okay, let me rephrase that, Jova. Someone who's not a naive teenage girl.
Fair point.
Ow.
Oh.
Okay. Because remember, Jova, most teenage girls, when they grew up and they looked at this, you know what, this was fucking stupid. What the fuck was I thinking? A lot of us are like that when we're younger. But anyway, basically, Shiroi, earlier you missed that hilarious Looney Tunes cartoon. Because literally, it was literally both werewolves and vampires jumping like they were in trampolines. And it was just...
Again,
okay, to answer your question, Dwibs, here's the basic point when it comes to Passengers. Passengers objectively is the worst movie. Like, if you're just speaking in terms of craft and filmmaking alone, yeah, definitely Passengers probably probably either okay. But when it comes to which one is more offensive, now that is of course goes for this one.
I'll disagree with the whole craft thing. I mean, Passengers, for all its faults, had much better visual effects than this.
Yeah, I agree. The effects in this, waterbending aside, are pretty crap.
Fine, whatever. That's fair point.
Both movies are crap, probably.
Have you seen Passengers, Shiroi?
No, that's why I said probably.
Okay.
For a second there, I thought my TV switched off.
Bella, I think she's already asleep. I think you can stop.
She was so bored by the poem that she went to bed. Like,
I thought my TV was like, fuck this, I'm not showing any more.
Mommy, could you please stop with your pretentious whispering?
I'm trying to sleep here.
Your TV is asking you to practice self-care, Dwibs.
Aww, Bella actually cares for her daughter.
This is probably the first person from Edward she has cared about in this franchise.
Maternal instincts.
It's kind of a shame that this movie's going to shoot that in the foot later on.
I don't know, Shiroi. We've had plenty of documented cases of those instincts not being effective. So I'm not even gonna. I wouldn't put it past Bella to be one of those parents, to be honest.
So I'm just gonna ask what Tio's been asking for a lot of the saga again. Why are we not focusing more on all these multicultural vampires? Again, they have all these different, cool, and interesting abilities here and there.
Jova, considering how racially insensitive and terrible Stephanie's handling of them is, do you really want that?
You know, if only we could have gotten a good fanfiction to have been made into a movie about this series.
No, I mean, there is still potential to it. It just needs to, present it without being fucking insensitive. I have confidence enough in the author that she can pull that, I guess.
Okay. Meyer can if she puts her mind to it. The worry is her actually putting her mind to it.
Have you seen Life of Pi, Jova?
No.
That movie came out shortly after this one, in this a few couple days, according to what Web said earlier. And that movie was perfectly good when it comes to representing Indians well. So
Isn't it all plagued by bad production behind
Oh,
it?
guys, it's time for
sure.
another sex scene.
not really, Jova. I think you're probably thinking of a different movie. Life of Pi is not only great, but
Well, I'm not talking the movie in itself, but it was like something like stressing. I remember hearing something about the people behind it not expressing good things.
I've never heard any of that.
Let me check.
I mean, the only thing I do remember is that there were some concerns about the tiger,
There,
but
there we go. Controversies and animal abuse allegations. Oh,
But
geez.
but that's the thing. I actually do know about that. I was about to even bring it up. Like, they did use a CGI tiger for the scenes that could potentially endanger the tiger. I mean, so they even have an entire behind-the-scenes featurette in the Blu-ray detailing about how they use the CGI tiger.
Well, I'm not in a position, and this is not the movie yet to talk about. So
I think if the movie even has one of those typical, no animals were actually.
Oh my god, we get it!
We get what? Sorry, Jova?
the ladder.
The whole Shakespeare.
She
Yeah,
keeps
seriously.
watching the ladder constantly.
Don't you see
Don't
the
you
whole
think-
Shakespeare thing?
But don't you see?
Wow, nobody
that-
pieced that together!
Jova, first of all, you're expecting Bella to be smart. That's your problem right there.
That's the
Second,
thing. Apparently, the movie suggests that she's the smartest person in
She's
this
fucking
series.
Batman in this scene. She's piecing together everything.
Ha! Jedi training. How cute.
That's the problem. The movie, the product itself can have the potential for also some cheeky humor, but it's just squandered by the fact that for most of it takes itself so utterly seriously.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, Joe.
Yes, Shira?
Maybe Stephanie could use a sanity check team.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, that's the interesting thing, though. I'm willing to bet that the success of this movie, box office wise, even if it was a little bit less than the other ones.
This was still considered the highest grossing of the series.
Well, Bella seems to be.
Yeah, and then that bubble burst the following year with The Host.
Well, no, I'm not talking
Okay.
about. For the series itself, for sure,
What
the host was still
exactly-
written by Stephanie Meyer, but
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask. So, The Host, that's a TV show, right?
no,
There is
an actual movie.
This is a movie.
Remember,
And,
Jova, this is the host is Stephanie Meyer trying to do a sci-fi story.
Was
And
Taylor
it's-
Lautner in that one as well?
No,
No, none of the people from Twilight returned. It's,
Jova, William Hurt is in that one.
Oh.
Not just that, Jova. The protagonist is played by Saoirse Ronan. Like, for whatever reason, because she's much better, because she's way too good to be in that crap.
So, okay. Was The Host based off of a book as well, or is that
Yes,
like...
Hell, Andrew Niccol deserved better than that.
Honestly, Andrew Niccol has been in a big downhill spiral for a long time now. So
What's his story?
basically, he wrote The Truman Show back in the 90s.
Oh.
He also directed Gattaca. The
Yeah.
problem is, Joe,
Good.
right after Gattaca, he directed In Time, which was basically a hilariously terrible collection of puns, basically.
With Justin Timberlake trying to be an actor.
Oh, no. Well, okay, no. Justin Timberlake actually can act good when properly given the right scenario.
Honestly, Theo, if you ask me, I think he's a better actor than he is a musician. If I'm going to be totally honest.
I like Sexy
So-
Back, and ironically, sorry.
Okay, so what's going on here now? Guys?
You asking me? I don't know.
Hey, you're the movie expert on Twilight.
I am? I wasn't aware of this.
You seem...
I like the movies. I like to laugh at them, yeah, but it's not like I delve deep into the lore or some shit.
Yeah, Jova, to be honest, that you should have known by this point.
That's the thing, though. I mean, for as much as we may talk about how funny this movie may be to laugh at, the actual...
That's the problem, Jova. Okay,
let me finish. The actual laughs, be they intentional or unintentional, feel far and few between because this movie of the final two feels so wrapped up in its own nonsense that it avoids being unintentionally funny and is just dull at
Once
times.
again, Jova, just like with part one, not much is happening because we are just witnessing the preparation for the battle against the Voltury.
Let me address both yours and Jova's statement in one sentence too. Both the wrapped up in its own nonsense and the whole not anything happening, that applies to all movies of this franchise. So,
well, I mean, I know technically, but it felt like more was accomplished in them, and by God, I can't believe I'm going to say this, even in fricking New Moon.
Also, I checked. Apparently, Andrew Niccol his next work is being the writer of the Monopoly movie. What happened to you?
Oh, wow, they're still
What
doing
is happening to him?
Wait. I thought the Monopoly movie got canceled.
Getting a movie?
Apparently.
Tail, remember, it's one of those typical things of a filmmaker who has completely given up on making anything good.
Well, okay, you know what?
How do you make a movie out of that?
The same way you make a movie based off of Pong.
And Battleship.
Okay.
What happened to the Tetris movie anyway?
No. Be sad, guys.
No,
guys, I take that back. I'm pretty sure you can make a good movie out of it.
Look at Bella Constipated face here and be sad.
No.
I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take that back. I'm pretty sure there's a good plot you can make out of Battleship. Say, Taylor doing those naval exercises, but one of the ships, bitter at something, goes rogue and attacks all the others.
Oh, yeah.
The climax of X-Men First Class was a better Battleship movie than the actual Battleship.
And that came out a year earlier.
So, Dwibs, you do have a point. That said, I gotta point out a problem with the movie in particular, because from what I recall, this was done better in the book. The Voltury are taking for freaking ever to, move on these people. We know that they could be on them in... God, I'd say even less than a week. Hell, for all we know,
they show up at the end of Eclipse out of nowhere.
Yeah, so what the hell is taking them so long to, do anything? And I'm thinking, oh, they'll kill Renesmee for us, or no? I know.
Jova, you already know the answer to that. We have to pad this out so we can make sure we have two movies to see.
If any, this reinforces ultimately the fact that splitting this into two movies was not really a super wise decision.
This plot feels like so much more of a drag than the first one.
Again, from what I've heard, the book itself was not padded out stupidly like this. Again, a lot of the filler here is apparently original stuff for the movie, so... Congrats, movie makers! You did something worse than Stephanie Meyer.
It should have been one movie.
It should.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Like I said, the actual...
what else are we going to talk about?
The actual
I actually do have something to talk about, but go ahead.
Okay.
The actual material from the book could have sustained two movies, and do not think I'm saying this to defend Breaking Dawn, because Breaking Dawn is still a horrible story. And initially, I could see why they wanted to have it be two movies. But with how they've actually done it, it should have just been one movie. It just feels more money-grubbing. Awfully bold of them to think that people would come back after the pedophilia thing at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 1.
So if I understood correctly, the plan now is to have Charlie take care of Renesmee just for a bit, while we take care of preparements and arrangements. Oh, by the way, Dad, don't be surprised if Renesmee starts jumping or climbing the walls. It's normal.
Just don't call the Exorcist, please.
Again, Charlie, you're the best character in this goddamn movie.
Here, Renesmee, let me show you a real gun.
Oh, I suppose Charlie now has a new girlfriend?
This is now a Christmas movie. Damn it, you should keep this for Christmas.
You know, a more accurate name for this movie should have been the Twilight Saga Family Diaries.
Okay,
The
fine.
Twilight Christmas special.
Okay, fine. Here's the headcanon for you, Jova. There's a deleted scene that showed that Charlie won the lottery and he bought himself a girlfriend. I don't know. That's the only thing.
No.
that even remotely-
Okay, to be fair, I think this girlfriend has been hinted at.
Oh yeah, Rami Malek, he's not just a waterbender, he's an element bender in general.
He's the Avatar.
He's the fucking Avatar.
God.
Remind me again, Joe, what was his role in Legend of Korra?
What?
He actually had a role in Legend of Korra, but I forgot who he was.
Oh God, he was in Legend of Korra?
Yes.
A lot of the actors from the 2010 movie were cast into roles in Legend of Korra, Jova.
Well, no, Tia, Pedro, we're talking about Malik, though. He was not
Rami Malek.
Yeah, he was not in Last Airbender. He's in this movie, though. Let me see.
There we go. Tano.
Tano.
I forgot who he is. Let me check if the Avatar wiki tells me.
Wait, Rami Malek was an Avatar?
Yeah, Legend of Korra. Oh, I think he's the douchebag rival from the pro bending mini arc.
Ah, that's why I didn't remember it.
Yep.
Yeah, him.
Why was he in Korra? I don't get it.
Yeah, up and coming series at the time. I can see why.
Oh, look at that! Vampire ghost stories in the in the forest.
Stop hinting at something better than your story, please. Again, can we get an expanded universe of Twilight for as much as outlandish as a quest list can be? I do believe there is potential.
Hey, Dwebs, here, sit down. Instead of doing something interesting, Dwebs, let's talk about interesting things we could be doing.
Like that's the thing, Pedro. Like you can do a movie like this, or a story in general. Like the entire story of I forgot what it's called specifically. Something like the scary stories of a Pickwick Club. It's all about an anthology of ghost stories told because a bunch of people who are about to do like finances find themselves in the middle of a blackout, and to pass time they tell ghost stories to each other. Like, can we actually get a spin-off entirely with this premise for Twilight, please?
Well, if it helps you, Shiroi, the climax of this movie is literally some of the most incredibly over-the-top action you will ever see. So there's that.
A lot of it I've already seen.
I know. What was written in the locket? I missed it.
I forgot.
More.
It's even written in French. They're doing the Rapunzel thing. Plots in boo. There's more in you.
Aww.
There you go, Shiroi. Apparently, the Tangled series ripped this off.
Oh noes. Alright, so it is time to war finally.
Yes. I think
Maybe.
Look at that, Jova. The Lord of the Rings helicopter show that.
Wow. The final battle.
I love this one. So, the Collins plan is to ambush the Voltury in an open field. Because tactically, this is brilliant.
An open field where it's snowing, so you're very visible when you stand on it.
Brilliant strategy, guys. You are clearly a chess
Tactical
master.
genius.
Why are you all wearing such dark colors? You're standing in snow. This is the shittest ambush I've ever seen.
Also, why did you bring Renesmee with you? Weren't you supposed to be protecting her?
Remember, Jova, they're planning on using her Jedi powers to make Aro realize that she's cool.
Is he really gonna? Is he really gonna let her touch his face?
Oh, he literally orgasms the moment he sees her, as you're about to see.
Oh, so they're taking a cue from Troll in Central Park. Nice to know.
And I guess around this time, Guillermo Navarro, the composer, decided to wake up for the score.
It's not even just the Scorchio.
It's still Carter Burwell.
No, it's created here. Guillermo Navarro. Oh, no, sorry, cinematography. My bad. Fuck.
Michael woke him up.
That's the thing, Shiroi. From this point on, this becomes a completely different movie, basically.
I know, like most of what I've seen comes from all of this shit.
Oh boy, here we go.
Get ready for an epic battle.
I love how Edward said, Arl's looking for...
By the way, I'm still in this franchise for some reason.
Hey,
Money.
Hey, sister, thanks for selling us out.
Bitch.
But now even the wolves are joining with the vampires because...
Seriously,
Remember, they have to protect anyone who has been imprinted on. So
seriously, did Carter just woke up and decided, all right, I was supposed to score a movie?
basically, what happened was Carter was sleeping too, and then Bill called him, "Hey, Carter, what? There's an action scene gonna happen now." Oh, okay, fine. Okay.
Bill, yes, but Bill, didn't you go on vacation for?
Wow, this looks so unimpressive when you
I
really
know,
look at it.
right? Jesus.
Well, Carter, that's exactly my point. I'm gonna have the actors just duke it out on their own while I go skiing.
All right, let me quote Crash of the Titans. Hey, genius, you do know I can't actually hear you from there.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of this giant field if you don't even encompass top to bottom?
Choose a smaller field.
She is not an immortal. She can be killed in more ways than decapitation.
Is this a trial now?
Well, remember, Aro's power, if I remember correctly, is to read other people's minds.
Yeah.
So he can actually check for himself if they're saying the truth or not.
Wow, Shiroi, Chris Tarrant got up to some weird stuff before he hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Looks like it.
All right. First, Edward will go in and try and negotiate. This is definitely going to go well.
Get ready
yeah.
for rolling some diplomacy checks, Edward.
Isn't that bit coming up soon?
No,
I think it's for later.
It's when Renesmee goes up near Aro. You'll see.
Whoop.
It's the moment where it's the moment where all the boyfriends in the theater laughed collectively because they weren't expecting it.
Even when he's not talking,
Is he having an
look at
orgasm?
him. Look at him.
I think he just came. I don't...
TMI, Michael. Please keep your pants on. Please no. Look at it. Not with that face, mister.
Yeah. My brother told me that you're on a list.
Look! You already had Jacob literally fantasize about her when she was a baby. So technically, I am a step up from that.
Are you really? Are you really? I mean, I hate to say it, Sheen, but you may not be that much up, considering your upcoming reaction.
But my reaction is the highlight of the movie.
Yes, it's led up to wonderfully by the score that is also trying to be taken
So ominous,
seriously.
Alright, everybody, it's now. So
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, this is it. This is the point where Michael Sheen throws
This
it
is
all
the reason
away.
we're here.
Yeah. I love you.
Michael Sheen is without a
Here we
doubt.
go.
Okay.
Can all go home now.
Okay, I don't know if there's any vampire.
Mommy, what's wrong with the man?
Well, you see, dear, he's on a list. A very, 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 very long list, and he will be going to the vampire police.
Okay, allow me. Allow me. Me and Vanessa, when we came out from the theater after this, we basically theorized what exactly caused that reaction specifically behind the scenes. Oh, and I'll tell in a moment. This is not the immortal child you're See, look. The basic point is I'm cool. Okay, just
the faces he's making. It is magnificent.
They're gonna tell this child, touch his face and look at the expressions he makes.
Dr. CTO, he really is Italian.
Now let me respond in kindly. Vaffanculo.
On half mortal, half immortal. No, sorry, Stephanie, that's not how it works.
That doesn't work like that.
You're immortal or you're mortal. You can't be both. That's
Pick
not how
one.
It works.
So, Pedro, what was that theory you and Vanessa were?
Okay, so basically, here's the basic point.
Oh wait, hold on.
Cool story, bro.
So basically, she passed the test. So we can all go home, right?
Movie over. We can all go home now. Apparently.
So, alright. What happened then?
Basically, Sheen went to test and see.
They're consulting.
Uh-oh.
Well, of course, she grew up.
Well, at least you'll admit that, I guess.
Well, you're dead then, aren't you?
Yes, you deserve to die.
Oh, don't worry, she will. Well, she will imaginally die. What do you care if she gets killed? She's evil anyway.
Pedro, she's their sister.
Oh, yeah? Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I don't care then.
So Pedro, while this is going on, what happened?
Okay, allow me to explain. Here's what I and my wife think happened behind the scenes. And for the record, I refuse to believe otherwise unless I'm specifically shown irrefutable evidence of the contrary. So, let me put that out of the way first. Also, stop being racist, movie. Anyway, here's what happened, Whips. Michael Sheen, before Bill yelled action, turned to the other Voltury actors and said, guys, I'm gonna see when Bill stops me. I'll bet you anything he doesn't. And the other ones are like, wait, what? What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna go super gay. Super gay. And I mean gayer than anyone has ever gayed before. And I bet you anything that Bill will not yell cut. And then the others were like, oh, come on. Clearly he's gonna... No. I'm the only Academy Award winning actor in this movie. Do you really think they're gonna tell me to stop? No. And he did it. It's in the movie. So yeah, nobody stopped him.
So basically, Bella's now showing off her power to pretty much block any other vampire's power from affecting them. And again, she can pretty much transmit this to all of her party members.
Oh, you just didn't sass her.
Oh, you didn't.
That face was like, seriously?
No,
We told you this is not a smoking area. So, anyone want to get a taco?
Cue the... Hey, Java, cue the portal theme? Maybe?
Oh.
Dramatic K-turn.
Okay, now you're just making shit up.
Pretty much.
Wait, are
what?
you...
When was that a problem? You've never...
Apparently this is now a social commentary on the war in Iraq.
What? You're literally pulling this out of your ass.
He really
literally
is.
He just wants an excuse to kill people. That's basically it. He just wants to... I just want to kill people.
You're a vampire. Do that then. You know, like vampires usually do.
I know, but I want to rationalize why I'm killing people.
So you want to rationalize why you're irrationally wanting to kill someone.
That is the plan, yes.
I mean, it is a bit savvy considering in the future of the Underworld, one of the sequels of the Underworld title is one where humans take over both Lycans and vampires. But seriously,
You know, guys, at the very, I can take comfort in that. I only spent £2.50 renting this thing.
Don't worry, Dwebs. You're about to get what is sure to be a rival to Endgame's climax.
uh-oh.
I'm sure.
Hi, Al. Hey, it's Allison Jasper.
Where have you been?
Off doing stuff.
I'm here to resolve the plot.
Oof.
I can tell you're glad. Yeah.
Oh.
Again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as Mark Wahlberg in The Happening and Eddie Redmayne in Jupiter Ascending. He knows this movie's garbage, so he might as well have fun with it.
And Hugh Jackman in Pan.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the feeling that Hugh Jackman in Penn was actually trying to make it work for that movie as opposed to
Alright, here we go.
just having fun with the role.
Here we go. Okay, Joe. Hey, Jova. Dun 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 dun.
Oh boy, yes.
And we'll cue the main bit.
No!
Collins? Hey, Jova. Collins?
Assemble.
Funny, this came the same year as the first Avengers movie.
I know, right?
Damn, 2012 in film.
Oh,
it
she
was-
just...
It was a roller
simultaneous.
coaster.
It was simultaneously epic and epically bad.
She literally just kicked him high up in the air.
Ooh,
Did she though?
superhero landing.
How dare you kick him? We'll just grab you some more.
Here we go.
There we go. Dun, 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 dun. And
They
then
even have the slow-mo like it's a Zack Snyder product.
There you go, Dwebs. The Endgame climax equivalent of the Twilight franchise.
See, guys, this is, in a way, this is still connected
Oh,
to the Zack Snyder
snap!
past.
He beheaded Dr. Carlisle! Okay.
Hey, Teo, your
Look
friend.
at that smile.
Hey, Teo, your friend died for you.
Okay, guys, here we go. Bella Swan is actually going to fight for someone other than herself.
Is
I
she
must be
though?
dreaming.
That's
her
the main
daughter.
story. She really is doing it now.
For her daughter,
Uh-huh.
I remember. Well, technically, okay. To be fair,
I
technically,
love how they bust up the choir. They think this shit is so epic.
what are you talking about? It's like I said.
Look at this.
What are you talking about, Teo? This is clearly right up there with Endgame's
Okay,
climax. Come
to
on.
be fair, I get it that Lionsgate is such a smaller company compared to the big ones, so they cannot allow this scale that say Lord of the Rings has. But still, come on, guys.
There you go.
Wah! He
So
literally
Dakota,
did a pimp
it's-
slap.
Dakota is. Oh yeah, and Belle I think is gonna handle Dakota. I think.
I still resent them for War of the Worlds.
Yeah, remember, Dakota's ability is to torture people with her mind
Oof.
powers. So Bella's going to
Oh,
try and
well.
cancel that out.
I thought you were going to say her power was to torture people.
No, not
screaming.
Sokka.
I thought you were going to say her power was to torture people for screaming.
Oh, there you go. Bella's ability. I'm sorry if
Oh.
Yeah. Have I
I
mentioned?
forgot if Jova said it before, but Bella's ability is that she has a protective shield. She's basically
Pretty
Sue
much.
Storm, basically.
Pretty much what I mentioned. Her ability, her ability is
Choke
basically
slam.
again. Her ability is essentially a mental shield, something that
There
allows
we
her
go.
to cancel out other vampires' abilities that affect others.
This displeases the Sheen.
Run, Jacob! Run!
As fast as you can.
You can't catch me. I'm the Jacob man.
The werewolf man. Who are you?
Punch.
Sorry. I seriously understand, Mr. Carter. I understand what you were trying to do, but it's not working at all.
No, not Seth.
Condon, you mean?
Yeah, Carter.
Well, actually, no. He's talking about the
Oh,
music.
snap.
Oh,
Seth is dead.
You mean the guy who wanted to be a character like Jacob?
Yeah.
How dare you want to be a protagonist?
No, it's personal. I don't really care about Renesmee if she escapes. Can we get back to the battle, please?
Pedro, remember,
Whoa.
Pedro, we got another love story between Renesmee and Jacob.
That reminds
Got
me,
him.
is there any actual side material taking place after this that actually does?
Not
explore
that I
relationship?
know. The only I did check the back of New Moon. I think the only side stuff that I see was a manga line.
Oh boy, can you imagine she were an anime of Twilight?
I would rather not have that, thank
There
you.
is also
Wow.
there is technically also a video game, but it's more one of those DVD video games where you just need to guess the scene from the movie, which apparently was published by Konami.
And
Go
now the
Rami
guy is
Malek.
also an earthbender.
Yes.
Yeah, he
It
really
appears
is the
we have
Avatar.
caused earthquakes. So how
So
do you
wait,
explain
so
this to the
basically-
human government?
So wait.
The
Basically,
William screen.
so
Yes.
basically, Jova, what you're saying is Rami Malek is the Avatar.
Yes.
So where's his airbending and firebending?
Well, we saw him produce fire earlier in the movie, and we saw him do water bending. So yeah, all that's missing is the airbending.
No.
No, not Leah.
It's a
There
good
you
thing
go.
All right.
Same companions and spin-off. There's the Twilight Saga, the official illustrated guide.
Edward!
Yes, Edward died, by the way.
No, wait, hold on, he's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Edward's gonna die.
Also, another thing. Okay, this cliche is so stupid. These are barely 100 feet. The pits of
Dun,
hell
dun.
should not be shown there.
Surprise! Turns out Edward's not dead.
Snap.
Oh!
So what now?
Something?
Yeah, she's coming after you.
I was fool. Go ahead. What is Bella
The
doing
clothesline.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
It's Washi, right? Jova, what is Bella doing exactly?
Blocking her
Fighting.
powers.
Yeah, I'm blocking her powers.
Oh, okay.
Or to lend
Oh,
you
nice
a
doggy.
hand.
No, not nice, right?
There you go, doggy. Here's your dinner. There you go.
This immensely displeases the Sheen.
Oh, and there goes her head.
Wow. This
So-
I
Oh.
thought that CG was
Want
terrible.
to reconsider your options? Oh no, it's super personal.
Yeah, now Michael Sheen's gonna get in on the action.
yeah.
Oh shit. Finish him! Fatality!
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love how easily all these heads
Climax.
just pop
You know,
off.
I know, right? I know, right? This climax is surprisingly violent for this series.
Oh, snap.
Literally.
Michael, you're gonna do something?
I think he's about to. Oh, let me guess. Teleport, fireball, fireball, teleport, different fireball, teleport. No? Okay. Whoop!
Get out the way!
Yeet!
Yeet.
Oh, don't you see? Now the lovely couple have to take on the final boss together. Wait,
Like
actually,
it's a fucking... Like, Jova, we're like Goku and Frieza against Jiren.
hey, come to think of it, was there
Fastball special.
a
And-
video game based off of this?
No,
then
Joe, like you mentioned, the only video game based off of this was called Scene It, which is basically watch the scene of a movie, recognize what's going on. And apparently it was published by
Oh,
Yeah, I
Konami.
played that board game.
Hey guys,
Oh, come on. Boot!
Ooh.
Ooh.
and then
Boot!
and there you go. And then Captain America comes from behind with Mjolnir, and he starts beating the crap out of everybody else.
Yes, yes, she burns him, and it was all
It was a
dream.
cop out.
That happened.
It
It was a
It
cop
was
out.
all
Okay.
This is...
So-
basically this was Alice showing him that if
What's
he
was
doesn't,
gonna happen?
Mind
what was
you,
gonna happen. Yeah,
Mind you, there is no guarantee that that will happen, but because of this, now the Voltury are going to run away with their tails tucked between their legs.
This should have been the point
Wait,
where people should have
seriously?
stormed away from the movie.
okay,
Okay,
Jova, correct me if
okay.
I'm wrong.
Okay. The one death that does stick is Arena's death, which happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jova, correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember correctly, all that it says in the book is that Arrow sees the vision from Alice that if he goes through with this, he will be murdered, and that's basically it.
Yep.
However, Bill Conlon thought this would be the perfect opportunity to finally have an awesome action sequence. So let's go all out with it.
Pretty much.
But none of
Yeah,
it
it's a
happened.
pity it's pointless.
Well,
Hello?
Like any-
hello?
All right, now we're about to finally do that thing that me and Joe talked about before. Turns out, everybody, there was indeed another hybrid a long time ago.
Right.
But apparently, nobody knew about him up until this point.
here he is now to conveniently ring in a final message.
With, I'm not gonna touch this. These are supposed to be native South Americans, I guess.
That's the thing, too.
I hope the actors actually are. Seriously, let me just briefly check.
That's the thing, too. He just said that she just said that he's Brazilian.
No, from the tribal from Brazil. You know, native of South America, just like Pedro.
Yeah, the
I know.
Takuna.
Wow.
What is up with the music becoming whimsical all of a sudden?
Carter Burwell thought he was doing a goofy movie again.
There we go. There we go. The native is supposedly played by Jorge Daniel Pardo, which is Argentinian. So,
how?
Yeah.
Usual Hollywood.
Yes, there's no
Stuff.
danger here.
Let's get the fuck out and get some Doritos.
Yes,
So,
please.
essentially, guys, Bella.
I just checked the calendar. It's supposed to be Taco Tuesday today. Sorry.
So it turns out, guys, that Bella actually
sorry, I didn't
never
mean it.
did actually fight to save someone else because it never happened.
She didn't need to, don't you see?
You finally have a situation where Bella is actually doing something selfless.
What was that?
It's like the Three Stooges.
It's super speed, you're
What?
right.
It looks ridiculous with everybody doing
Bye,
it.
Michael. You will be missed.
I know, that's why I love it.
Anyway, I checked the companion pieces, Pedro. The Twilight Saga official illustrated guide, which doesn't tell much. Mine.
Oh,
were
I love
not-
this bit.
Sure.
Basically, their point is we should attack them while we can.
But nothing happened here. Literally nothing.
Well, don't you see? They're trying to hint that the Volturi might still be a threat. Ooh.
But now everybody's just gonna kiss and whatever, and
So there you go, guys. The big conflict that we were building up to technically
Never
never
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
That
Aren't you
is.
glad you spent 4 movies on this?
I spent 4 hours of my time with this two-parter.
To be fair, even if it did happen, would it really have made that much of a difference to you?
At least it would have been building up to something, and by God, having deaths that actually mattered would have been something interesting for once.
Did the fight scene, quote-unquote, happen in the book?
No,
No,
sure,
no.
believe it or not, that's the thing.
Dude.
It doesn't even happen in the book. It just is described as he saw something that would get him killed or whatnot. and
So
then he
yeah,
flipped back.
epilogue time, I guess.
Bye, Kara.
Screw this franchise.
By the way, Valerie, when David comes to pitch
How
that
does
thing to
the-
you, say no.
How does the cider taste, Shiro?
I didn't have the cider today.
Blasphemy.
I had Japanese food. I didn't want to ruin it. Cider doesn't go with that.
But anyway, yeah, the other stuff is.
Oh no, God! Thank you, Edward.
What?
I can't. Okay. Well, okay. Basically, Shiroi, Jacob said, "So should I start calling you Dad?" And then Edward
Please,
said,
no.
"No." But don't you see? Basically, now Jacob and Renesmee are officially in love with each other now.
She's a child.
Stop. Please stop.
Remember, Shiroi, these children become fully mature at 7 years old.
Oh,
She
remember-
has a
it's like
child's body.
So it's like a really fucked up anime.
Oh, and look at that. The future, which-
I'm 1,000 years old, but I look like a toddler.
And look, Shiroi, in the future, there'll be a couple.
Yeah, see, that's what she's gonna look like in the future, see?
So it'll be totally
Also, this
A-okay.
Stephanie, you're an idiot.
That's putting it mildly. Alright, yeah,
Yeah.
epilogue time, I forgot.
Oh God, when this godforsaken flower patch.
Okay, we're back right where we started.
Oh, wait, hold on. Bella, you're in the sunshine. Shouldn't you be sparkling?
Same goes for you, Edward.
You.
It's not like we established that vampires sparkle in this godforsaken franchise.
We had one scene before where she sparkled. That's literally it.
Maybe. Actually, no. Joke about it.
I'm still convinced that the whole sparkling thing was just because Stephanie wanted you to think of Edward as a piece of jewelry.
Oh, look at that. Flashbacks from the previous movies.
And everyone was totally crying.
Hey, Joe, cue the again that joke again. Cue the Final Fantasy 13 main theme.
Since you mentioned Endgame, let me use a quote from that.
now
No,
we're getting it.
I don't
Now
think
we're
I
getting
will.
Okay. The only way this can complete the cheesy 80s credits is
She looks so interested.
the actor underneath their on their character.
Did they get a fan to make like a shipping video
I
for
wouldn't be
YouTube or
surprised.
something?
These were still the more chaotic years of the internet, Shira. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Although, how would that fan have gotten, footage from, the first movie in time to make? I mean, sorry, the first part of Breaking Dawn.
It was 1 year.
That's not that hard, Joel. Remember,
The
all
movie
this
was
crap-
leaked for South America as well.
But
It's not that
remember,
hard,
the
Joe.
fan would have had to have made this video during the making of part 2.
Also, wasn't it around this time that that we found out about Kristen Stewart's infidelity?
Oh, yes! Yes, it was! Because this came out the same year as Snow White and the Huntsman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is even more awkward now.
Yes! Well, hey, maybe we can assume that Bella and Edward got a divorce.
Oh, see, now they sparkle, guys.
They do? It's kind of...
In that faraway shot we did, I guess the editor remembered for a second we were supposed to do.
God, that was a blink and you'll
Let me
miss
check
it
who's
kind
the
of
editor,
moment.
actually, just for having a laugh. Still Virginia. Virginia, you're still doing a shitty job between the green screen and this. Come on.
Pedro,
Yes, Shiroi.
in the cinema, did anybody actually get emotional at this scene?
I don't see them...
That's the thing.
Oh,
Shiroi.
it turns black and white.
Oh,
Even
wait.
with the book,
Here we
you
go.
are not a Disney movie.
And then we continued blissfully into the small but...
Of our forever.
Like, it's a nice gesture, but this hasn't been earned in the
And now,
slightest.
ladies and gentlemen, the players of the
Oh my god, they're
Very
even
good.
oh my god, they're
Very
even
good.
doing the credits like Endgame.
Yes.
For Lord of the Rings.
The quote may on ends. Dun, 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 dun. There you go, Dwibs. That was
It's
the
over.
end. That was the end of the Twilight Saga. The end.
okay.
That was Twilight Endgame. What did you think,
Okay,
Dwibs,
so-
of Twilight Endgame?
Well, first of all, damn, we really are getting the cheesy 80s credits. The only thing's missing is the freeze frame. But you know, I gotta say, you know, for a first attempt at making a Endgame-esque ending, because remember this came out years before Endgame. It was surprising. No, I'm kidding. It's rubbish. I mean,
Compared to
never even
something.
happened.
Okay, Dweebs,
So-
the next comparison you can give to it is X-Men: The Last Stand.
Hey, honestly, X-Men: The Last Stand. Hey. The fight actually happened in that movie.
True.
That's sad. That's really sad, guys.
Congratulations, you're being outdone by Brett Ratner.
Oh hey, these three.
Yeah, we're
They're
crediting
not
the
even-
entire. That's why that's why she's credited here. I was
Yeah.
confused about it in Eclipse.
Anyone else try? Oh look, hey, Victoria had two actresses. That's cute.
And also, Pedro, like the thing that I mentioned before, remember the character that I just showed, the little girl who gets killed in Eclipse? Apparently, she got her own short story book, a spin-off, called The Short Second Life of Brie Tanner. Apparently,
Interesting.
it was done in 2010. The only other two side materials are Life and Death Twilight Reimagined, which I think is supposed to be just like an audiobook or something, and Midnight Sun, which came out this year, which is supposedly that new launch that Stephanie Meyer wants to do with the events seen from the perspective of Edward.
Hey,
Continue.
Sheen.
Let me answer. Let me take advantage of your question, Shiro, to answer you, and at the same time, talk to the audience about, because I don't think I've mentioned it in commentary. Basically, here's the basic gist of it. I was laughing I was laughing at Michael's brilliant moment. And of course, and pretty much every man in the room was also laughing because they had no idea what was coming. So it was just a what the fuck moment in general.
Taylor.
As for the women seemed that I mean, if they were discussed, they definitely didn't show it. They seemed quiet and into it. So.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta address this when it comes up. Ladies and gentlemen, our leading lady, an infamous cheater on her boyfriend on the highway, Kristen Stewart.
Yay.
Fuck off.
And by the way, that was Breaking Dawn Part 2, in case you forgot what movie you were watching.
Fuck off, Stewart. I hope your career collapses.
It kinda
Oh, what is she
has.
doing now, actually?
Well, I mean, the previous...
Oh,
last
guys,
year, at the time
epilogue
of this record,
scene.
She
Oh,
tried
wait, no.
Charlie's
Actually, no, it's
Angels.
just the credits.
Nick Fury's gonna come in and ask Edward to join the Avengers.
Does
Well,
Lionsgate... Sorry, go on, Dweebs.
Well, in 2019, she tried out Charlie's Angels.
And it
True.
was terrible.
No, but do we know what she's doing now? Like, if she
No
has
idea.
upcoming projects. Let me check. But there's also the other factor, Pedro, to that kind of joke. Aside from stuff that may have acquired, like, say, Rambo, does Lionsgate possess major, strong IPs that, like, super proud of presenting firsthand?
John Wick.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, I'll get a screenshot of Valerie Curry so I can.
There we go. TV. No, there you go. She's in something called Happiest Season. Apparently, it's another romantic comedy feature film.
That's neat. But yeah,
I never heard anything about it.
again, from what I understand, Kristen Stewart's career kind of took a downturn after the Twilight Saga. Gee, no surprise.
Anyway, in the meantime, let me just quickly mention also the Razzie that we actually won in the category. Worst Picture, of course. Worst Actress for Kristen Stewart for both this and Snow White's Enhancement, double feature. Worst Supporting Actor, Taylor Lautner, for some reason. He keeps getting Razzies for this, but I think other actors in this franchise deserve it better. Worst screen couple, Mackenzie Fox and Taylor Lautner for Breaking Dawn. Yeah,
Like I
that
said, there.
and makes way too much sense. Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel, of course. Worst director for Bill Condon, and worst screen example for the entire cast. That's beautiful.
Ah, yes.
Amazing. So,
Final thoughts.
kind of,
Continue, Lives.
Yeah. Okay. So, because that action scene never actually happened, I can officially say this movie was just a whole bunch of talking,
Pretty much.
and not even very exciting talking. Because I've seen plenty of movies that have a bunch of talking in them. I've seen The Godfather 1 and 2, 1 and 2 anyway. And I have seen plenty of films that are very light on action and mostly on talking, and they do a pretty good job. Oh, we did one of those earlier on in this Halloween fest of 2020. We did Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, that was a good mix.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this film seems to, in spite of the you know, what's one thing I've noticed? You know, these films in general, in spite of having different directors each time, they all seem to share the same. They're boring. They look bland, even more so in this duology.
Mm-hmm.
And all the performers, except maybe Bella, the actor playing Bella's dad, and
Billy
Michael
Burke.
Sheen, whenever he shows up, all seem to be very lackadaisical in their performances. The effects are abysmal. I mean, seriously, there's been like no improvement from a film that came out in 2008
And they had
to this 2012 movie.
Not only
I
that,
argue these things have gotten worse.
not only that, but they had the goal to shove Kellen Lutz in front of our faces too.
Yeah, no, no shit.
Like,
Get any
damn.
worse. The only way it could be worse is if you shoved pre-Suicide Squad Jai Courtney in here. The music is bland. So again, different composers each movie, except for the duology. I can't remember a single track, which is baffling considering one of the composers was Howard Shore. What else can I mention, actually? I mentioned the effects, I mentioned the acting. The story.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay, throughout this whole series, that's why you told this story in, like, 2 movies.
Pretty much.
The rest of almost everything else is, like, padding, and it's not even fun. It's not even fun padding, either, because, padding gets a very bad rap. Well, from stuff like this and, from what I understand, Naruto. But yeah, there is a good way to do padding. Padding can be fun. And
Yes.
padding can serve a good purpose otherwise.
Oh, there you go.
Can you imagine, Lives, Twilight to the supercut, someone meticulously edits this movie to make a giant sequel movie, like a 4-hour complete movie with removing all the pointless stuff?
Well, but hey, Topher Grace, the guy who played Venom, is a fan editor in his spare time, so I'm
Wait.
have a go with it.
Wait, he seriously did a fan edit?
Well, he's done a fan edit of the Star Wars prequel.
Huh. Interesting.
But these movies are basically about nothing.
Pretty much.
The closest you could say these movies are, the closest you could say of these movies being about anything is the lovely story of pedophilia and sparkly vampires.
But don't you see, Dwibs?
That's a sentence.
It's apparently
Yeah.
all true love.
No.
Yeah, sure. Next year, you're telling me that The Host was a heartwarming movie about alien invasion.
we should get Jacob neutered.
It was dweebs, but it was by not so smart aliens.
The doggo
That's
needs
key.
a snip.
I see it now, Shiroi. The sequel, Twilight, Fixing Jacob.
Good luck with that. You need 5 movies.
And a bigger shotgun.
No, not that kind of fixing, Dwebs.
No.
Can we? Sneep. But can we get like a not the post-apocalyptic, like a distant sequel where Bella's father, just armed with a shotgun, Army of the Dead style, has to confront Jacob and the others.
I guess.
I'd pay. Actually, you know what? If there was a spin-off movie about Bella's dad, I'd go to the cinema to see it.
I'll mention more in my path. Let's
Same.
continue.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's good fan fiction about it. Because, yeah, I'll take Twilight fan fiction over the actual Twilight.
Jova, remember Twilight fanfiction is what gave us 50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey.
Let me reiterate. Good Twilight fan fiction.
Monkey's Paw.
It depends on what you're talking about, because if you're talking about the movies, definitely with you. If you talk about the books, on the other hand...
Oh, okay. The books... Okay, the books are actually pretty fun to read, I'll admit.
Yeah, go ahead, Dwebs.
But yeah, overall, this is one of the most blandest franchises I've seen. Nothing really happened. Nothing is accomplished. I can't even call it an action movie because technically the action never happened in this film. And it's just when it's not being bland, it's being disgusting. It's hard to believe that in this 2012, the same year this film came out, we've had stuff like The Avengers and other good films that unfortunately don't really come to mind immediately right now. Shit, Battleship. Actually, no. Well, actually, no. What? No, I take that. Battleship had its own problems, and in some cases we're even worse, because I mean, at least this one has Michael Sheen doing his best hyena laugh. Battleship had
Liam Neeson?
No, he was barely in it, Jim. The most memorable thing about Battleship was Rihanna, that one.
For all the
Not
wrong
even-
reasons.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall, this film is just no, and this franchise itself is an even bigger no. And
Good
I'll
job.
probably never, and hopefully I'll never have to watch.
Well, there's still the host, so sucks for you.
And
Well,
if
hey, it's not Twilight.
well, Dwibs, then
True.
pray.
It's just as bad. I can
Do it-
tell. It's just as bad.
Okay, Dwibs. Okay, here's the better thing. Dwibs, pray that they don't make movies of the Midnight Sun franchise.
They will.
They
I
will.
hope not, because I hope they don't.
This was a cash cow for Lionsgate. We're not gonna let it go.
Oh,
Well,
God.
well, they'll probably only do that if John Wick stops making one.
What I have to wonder is, like, would they actually get a replacement for Robert Pattinson?
I hope it doesn't stop making one. That's what
They'll
Anyway.
have to, because he's supposed to be younger.
anyway, that's it. I'm done. Next.
No, before we move on to the next person, no, I just sent the picture. There you go, Shiroi. Valerie Curry, aka Kara.
That's
Great.
a thing.
So Valerie Curry, before doing Detroit, she was doing this.
I checked the rest of her career. She hasn't done much of relevance.
Nope. So yeah, Shiroi. Turns out Kara was a vampire before she was an android. That's that in deep lore of Detroit that you didn't know about. So
I don't care about Detroit.
Alright, Chiro, go next while you're at it.
Well, that was a lot of build up for nothing.
Yup.
And like we had like I already asked if it happened in the books and it didn't. So clearly this fight scene was here just to have something.
That's the thing.
But
People
it
were...
doesn't count
Yeah.
because it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. When this movie came out, people were pissed because they'd heard about this big fight scene where people die. What they didn't know was that it never actually happened. Like,
Yep.
imagine if the final fight scene in Avengers Endgame was all just a vision from the time stone here. None of that actually happened, no siree.
Although actually, Joe, I mean, considering Thanos is actually a really smart job, I'm surprised he didn't do that. Fake a whole fight.
I mean, it's kind of...
Just that he could secretly and sneakily get the rest of the stones and then snap.
Yes, to you?
No. It's a topic for another time. Go on.
I mean, yeah, like Dwip said, nothing happened in this franchise.
What are you
I
talking
wouldn't have
about?
watched it unless I was made to.
Join
Aren't
the
you
club.
aren't you so enriched by the experience here?
I want these hours back.
I don't know. I got enriched by the first.
I was talking to her, Pedro.
Yeah, right. We're different people. You might have gotten something out of this. I did not. Even for like the few good characters that are here, they're either not on screen enough or don't say enough for them to actually make much of an impact on the rest of this. I've seen fan fiction with more substance again. It's nothing happens, and I don't care about our leads. I feel sorry for the actors playing them, most of them. I don't really remember a lot of the music. Like, the complaints people had about the lead up to the Battle at Hogwarts apply here more so than there. Nothing happened here.
What are you talking about? Bella had a baby that Jacob fell in love with. That seems to be all everyone remembers.
Nothing happened here. This is a magical year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this movie didn't come out this year, but I'm watching it this year. It's a magical year.
How much has this movie taken from you?
A few hours of my life. But yeah, that's it. This was a thing that happened.
Yep.
Also, one thing that I noticed is I was searching for potential image for a thumbnail. Apparently, one of the tagline of this movie was "the epic finale that will live forever." Right.
I died a little inside.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay, so again, let me explain. See, whenever me and Vanessa went to see it, because let me recap my history. Like, me and Vanessa first saw the first movie on DVD, because we didn't get around to watching it. We only learned about the Twilight craze later.
What possessed you to get it on DVD is what I'm curious about.
Well, it was it was cheap. I found it on the bargain bin, and I was like, yeah, why not? Just to see what the fuss is about, you know. Trust me, Joe, I've bought worse movies than the first Twilight. I can tell you that.
I believe you.
Remember, Dweb, Dwebs, don't you own Ballistic, if I remember correctly?
Oh, God.
Digitally, yes.
There you go. So, see, Dwebs does it too. Yeah. So we just had a laugh watching that privately, and ever since then we've made it our own yearly date night to go watch these movies when they come out. You know?
How romantic.
You know what? If those strengthen their relationship, then kudos to you guys. Kudos.
Well, Taylor, we had fun discussing them afterward.
I will not doubt that. Go on.
You know, that's the thing, Taylor. I consider this a tool for date night, not so much a movie. A tool for a higher purpose.
Makes sense.
You see, that's the basic point. Not to mention it's just it's so great. Trust me. No, the reason you say that, Theo, is because you didn't go through what I did. Trust me. Trust me. Watching New Moon, not so much the later ones, because in the later ones it didn't happen as much, but watching one of these earlier Moon, the first three at least, with a theater full of teenage girls is a magical time that's like no other. I can assure you of that. It's literally like you're the only sane person in a room full of insane people. It's quite the magical time. Because it's quite glorious. Like I said, when in the third movie, when Jacob finally kisses Bella, and all the women are like, "Oh God, Jacob," and like it literally looks like they're orgasming as they're watching it, and it's quite the spectacle. I'm serious, Joe.
No. I believe you. I'm just
it's
imagining it.
It's for both that tale and when he takes his shirt off. Every
Of
time
course.
when he takes his shirt off, again, like I said this before, I know, but I'll repeat it. It's like waving a milk bone in front of a pack of hungry dogs. It really is. A bunch of horny teenage girls who really love their porn. That's what it boils down to, too. That's what this is. It's porn, too. This is a mainstream Hollywood movie. That's basically what this is, too. But yeah. So yeah, we enjoyed this, and for me here with this, like when me and Vanessa came out of the theater for this one, our mutual agreement was that the best bit was with Michael Sheen, completely out of no. Does that even happen in the book, Jova?
I don't know if that happens in the book.
I'm wondering if in the book it says he laughs maniacally or something along those lines.
I really don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was ad-libbed.
No. I'm still convinced that was entirely Michael Sheen.
Although, how funny would it be if that actually was written in the book, so he was actually directed to act silly like that?
But yeah, it boils down to this. We both agreed on like again, and I'm gonna say it like it's like this. Okay, see that sound that Michael Sheen. I don't even know how the hell you reproduce that sound, to be perfectly honest. But here's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a drunk who's having a really, really good piss. As in he's been holding it in, and then when he finally gets home, he finally goes into the bathroom, he whizzes and he's like, and that's basically it. That's basically what that sounds like to me. That's the closest reality situation that I can associate that whatever it was to. That's the closest. By all means, if you have a real life situation that's more similar to whatever the hell Michael Sheen did there, feel free to contribute, because this is the closest I've got. But yeah, just for and the action scene was just, despite not happening. Again, when it comes to these movies, I'm just in such a complete irony mode of I don't give a shit that I just don't care. It was fun how over the top it was. It was surprisingly violent and shit, and that's all I really cared about. I am so beyond caring by this point that I'm just, fuck it, whatever. Just do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. That's basically how I am at this point in this franchise. Really, I'm just in complete who gives a shit mode, basically. That's the basic gist of it. But yeah, when it comes to the whole franchise as a whole, it was fun for a laugh for me, just because I actually got to see the target audience reactions to this, which is quite the magical time. That's what it boils down to. This franchise is the sad part is that this franchise can only be enjoyed at most when you're showing it to a bunch of teenage girls who have never seen it and never heard of it. That's, or at the very least, teenage girls who have read the books but haven't seen the movies. You know, that's the audience that you should watch this movie with, and that's the problem. I mean, it's one thing when you're watching Happening, because The Happening is best watched when you get a couple friends, you get some drinks, and you have basically drunk bad movie night, and it's a blast. But with this movie, no. In order to do bad movie night, you can't do it in the stereotypical way. You have to get a bunch of teenage girls, and that doesn't work. It has to do with the incidental experience of watching it in a theater when it comes out, and that's the problem. That's the problem. These movies work much better as just released theater releases than home video release, and that's the problem. There's a severe lack of the original experience from my perspective that unfortunately not a lot of people did get, and that's a shame, because it is quite the trust me, I wish I could time travel and relive some of those nights again, just for shits and giggles. It's because it was quite the interesting time. That's the basic point. This franchise is terrible, of course, but for me, it's one of those things where it brings up good, fun memories, and it's just fun to talk about and dissect, just because of how what the fuck it is, really. I'll still take this over something like I don't know, like
That's My Boy.
Well, no shit, yeah. I was trying to think of like another franchise that's also terrible, but it's more boring.
50 Shades of Grey, the movie series?
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good one. I will take any, and I do mean the worst of what Twilight movies have to offer over anything in the 50 Shades of Grey movies, because the 50 Shades movies are the most boring shit you will ever see. They make these movies seem super exciting by comparison. I am not even kidding. They're so... You think nothing happens in these movies? Trust me, nothing, and I do mean literally nothing happens in those in the 50 Shades movies. There's literally zero plot progression whatsoever. At the very least, in these movies, a baby gets born. A werewolf becomes a pedo. That's something compared
Oh God.
to what the 50 Shades movies do. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. This is a franchise that can be enjoyed ironically. The problem is, it requires a very specific very specific theater experience, and unfortunately cannot be replicated at the home. And that's a real shame. Oh well, alas. Go ahead.
Okay, where do I begin with the problems of this movie? First off, why is Kellen Lutz here? Secondly, the story is stupid. Third off, why is Kellen Lutz here? Fourth, the setting really does not feel like it changes good over here. Fifth, why is Kellen Lutz here? Sixth, Bella refuses to really grow as a character. I mean, she starts being fine and emotional as a vampire, ironically, but then later on she goes back to being kind of her selfish self. 7, why is Kellen Lutz here? 8, Edward, grow a spine. 9, why is Kellen Lutz here? 10, why the hell is Valerie Curry here? Seriously. 11, why, oh why, does Jackson Rathbone not improve? Seriously.
Oh, that actually brings up a good point, Jova. David Cage. Okay, who should I get to play my main character? I know, a side actress who has no lines from a Twilight movie. Yep.
You have to wonder, what if David Cage made a game starring Kristen Stewart?
Please no. Continue, Jova.
Again, why is Kellen Lutz here? I know. My dislike of Kellen Lutz may seem irrational, but the guy is really just one of those people who does not seem to spout acting talents whatsoever, yet Hollywood, for some reason, was trying to make him a thing back in, like, the early to mid-2010s. Thankfully, they stopped with that, but jeez, it was annoying.
It's the same thing of when Spielberg was trying to make Shia LaBeouf a thing by putting him on Transformers, Indiana Jones, War of the... No, that was... sorry, that was the other
That was
guy,
Goku.
the Dragon Ball Evolution guy. I forgot his name.
Justin Chatwin, was it?
That's it, Justin Chatwin. Yeah.
Anyway, though, but yeah, this movie, what a train wreck. Well, the whole franchise has been a train wreck, but here, this movie had a chance to actually make an impact to stuff, and it seems like it's actually going to at first. The problem is that when it comes to sticking the landing, they completely overshoot and send the plane careening into the flipping river towards a volcano that somehow magically appears out of nowhere. I mean, we technically did kind of get hell opening up in the earth during that quote-unquote fight scene. How to say this? Breaking Dawn has an art. Both parts. It has an art for pissing even some of Twilight's most diehard fans off. Be it from, like, the pedophilia, to the terrible baby, to Bella being insufferable, to the battle not even really happening, to the build-up being pointless. Like, I think it's like you and Pedro described Final Fantasy XIII-2 to you, in that Breaking Dawn feels like the, ha ha, suckers, we got your money, thanks a lot for the ticket sales, and essentially just pretty much farts on your face for
I
it.
can tell these, Jova, these movies do not tell you that you cannot fight fate. Well, there's that.
Well, apparently you can fight fate, as Lightning Returns suggests, even though 13-2 was all
And,
about being
well, you
against
were
it.
mentioning just 13-2. Go
Well,
on.
yeah, true. That said, though, man, what a terrible movie. Like, the action scene is cool, but it doesn't matter. It didn't happen, so why should I care? In fact, no, yeah, they say that the characters care, but rarely do they ever show it visually enough. I guess the person who does show that he cares the most is Jacob. For all the wrong reasons! It's for a child, dude. Seriously. Ugh. Oh boy. Breaking Dawn, Part 2. I got some laughs out of this, yes. So I didn't leave completely empty-handed. But all the same. Okay. I love Twilight bashing as much as the next guy. But man, oh man, do I realize reliving it how much of a chore it is to actually suffer through these movies. Like, I'll say this, Twilight bashing is one thing, but suffering through the actual source material is another. Alright, Tio.
Sure. Alright. Not too much to say. This is just... I still think part 1 is the worst that it gets. This is much more entertaining. I get what they wanted to make with the whole fake-out battle. Because, like you mentioned, the movie, it wasn't there. So we wanted to spice things up and give the movie a reason to be a theatrical release. But it's still so unimpressive. The field is too big. The groups are too small. The action is a bit cool, but the CGI ruins it. So... It's all so tiresome, and this is not even getting to the uncomfortable parts, like Jacob was again. The things don't even improve a bit. The only thing that improves is that they don't talk too much about it because they know it's uncomfortable. And like I said, it's probably the director that knew about this and just limited the scenes to make it as less squeaky as possible. This was just horrible. As for the franchising itself, this was an experiment, I guess. Good for Lionsgate to have this proudly under their belts. Good for you, buddy. Otherwise, this is, like, aside from the more recent novels involving Edward, things from the perspective of Edward, this thing is quickly becoming forgotten, and for a good reason. You know, people are just moving over to other things. The problem is that worse things have happened, like 50 Shades of Grey. You think this will be the worst that you get, but just in like any good shonen, a bigger villain shows up later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, at least I'm glad we managed to get this through, like, as a finally. I don't even remember how long ago it was when we did the first Twilight, but at least we managed to quickly resolve this in 1 year. So yeah, this opens on the subject of this opens up the possibility of a future for, say, the Host, or 50 Shades of Grey, or who knows what's gonna happen for that novel tied to Edward perspective. But as for us, wait a minute, Joba.
Yes.
I found here a piece of paper. It says, "Riddle me this, SCWRM. What do Ace Ventura, Agent K, and Moses do in a bar? Try as you might, you won't find your answer in a city bathed by light." What does that mean, Jonah?
It means I know exactly where we're going. Hang on, everyone! I'm taking the wheel and shifting this car into maximum overdrive. We're going to Gotham City. For here, for now, and forevermore. Next up will be the great mystery that is Batman Forever.
Hopefully we don't find someone having sex on a building this time around. Yeah.